Hello beautiful faces, thanks for stopping by whether you are new or returning. So I've noticed on this page that I'm actually yet to film a video where I just get to talk about my favourite books of all time. Like, I've just noticed I've done a lot of different videos about a lot of different things and I haven't made a dedicated video to just chatting about my favourite books of all time. And so that is exactly what this video is going to be. So these are God tier books. These are creme de la creme, in my personal opinion, all of my absolute favourites, no matter the genre, no matter the pairing. These are just the creme de la creme of books that I have read. If you have any interest in knowing what those are, then let's just jump right into it. First of all, I want to talk about KinnPorsche. This is the only Asian BL that I will be including in today's video. I have read a couple, but this is the only one that is God tier to me, so I wanted to show it in this video. KinnPorsche is just one of my all-time favourite pieces of media in general, because it is also my favourite Thai BL television show of all time. So originally they were books and then they got adapted into television, so that was my all-time favourite Thai BL television show, because I watched the show first, because at that time there weren't English translations of the novels yet. As of this year and last year, they're coming out with English translations. There are 6 novels. I've read the first 5 because an English translation of the 6th and final novel is coming out in April. You best believe I will be reading it the moment that April hits. But I just adore KinnPorsche. This is a dark MMBL book. Like, this is heavy, heavy dark, even darker than the show. Check trigger warnings before you read this, please. So, follows the story of 2 rivaling mafia families. You've got the major family and the minor family. The major family are considered better than the minor family. I think hence why they went with major versus minor. So you've got 3 sons of the major family. The oldest, Tan Kun, the middle, Kin, and the youngest, Kim. And the minor family has 2 sons, the oldest, Vegas, and the youngest, Macau. So it's called KinnPorsche because it mainly follows the second son of the major family, Kin, and Porsche. So Kin has a bodyguard who gets put out of action, he's shot or something, and so he can't work for a while. So Kin is on the hunt for a new bodyguard to replace his current one while his current one is recovering. And so he's out one night doing mafia stuff and he gets in a bit of a bind and he needs some help. He meets Porsche. Porsche is a bartender, but he also fights on the side for money. He's got a younger brother that he's trying to support, that's why he's taking on all these jobs, because he needs to, like, support himself, support his brother, so they don't get evicted from the house, and, well, you know what I mean? Like, he just needs to live. Like, he's just a boy who's trying to survive. And so Kin asks him for help. Now, unfortunately, Porsche's not helping out of the goodness of his own heart. He wants a certain amount of 1,000 baht. Then he'll help. And Kin's like, yeah, alright, cool, you can get your money, now help me. So, Porsche helps him. Kin likes him a lot. Kin thinks he would be great as a new bodyguard for him and asks Kin to be his bodyguard. Asks Porsche to be Kin's new bodyguard. Now, Porsche is like, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. But Kin is the world's greatest convincer. And so, Porsche is Kin's new bodyguard. And it is the love story between Kin and Porsche. They fall in love, and it goes from there. There is also a side story following the side couple Vegas and Pete. Like I said, Vegas is the oldest son of the minor family. He and Macau are cousins to the 3 sons of the major family because the fathers are brothers. Now, Pete is the personal bodyguard of the oldest son, Tan Kun, and Pete gets asked by Kin to scope out the minor family house and, you know, get intel and stuff like that. The major family and the minor family don't get on. Pete is caught by Vegas. And Vegas, oh, you want to talk psycho. You want to talk the blackest flag in all of BL. might I present to you Vegas, okay? Vegas. And so he takes Pete. Pete is kidnapped. And so the side story is the love story between Vegas and Pete. So it's beautiful. It is beautiful. You do have, okay, you have a third love story. Very, very minor. Very minor. But Porsche's younger brother, Porsche, and Kim, who is the youngest brother. So Kim is different from Kin and Tan Kun. He doesn't live at the major family house. He has his own house. He likes to be separate and independent. He's also a singer. In comes in Porsche. Porsche has been a fan of Kim's music for a very long time. So there's like a little third love story between Kim and Porsche. That is even less so delved into in the books. TV show gives it a little something something. I don't even think he is a singer in the books. I think they may have made Kim a singer in the show because it's played by Jeff Satur, and Jeff Satur is a singer in real life. He's an actor and a musician, and we love Jeff Satur over here. I adore that man. I adore everyone in this. Barcode's in this. He's now part of GMMTV. This is Beyond Cloud show, and then Barcode left Beyond Cloud to go be in GMMTV instead. But I love Barcode, and I love Jeff. I love everyone. Mile and Apo play Kid and Porsche, and they are my all-time favourite BL pairing. And then we got Bible Build as Vegas Pete, and I love me some Bible. But I know this is mainly meant to be a books-related video, but like, I love Kin Porsche. You get me started on Kin Porsche, and I'm just not gonna stop, okay? Because I adore Kin Porsche. I adore the books. I adore the show. I just adore everything about it. I know it's dark, it's twisted. Oh my god, you want to talk pitch black? Yeah, hello! But I love it. Rightio, let's go in the complete other direction in terms of darkness. It's not even a dark book. It's actually an adult book. And this is one of the only few young adults I'm going to be including in this video. And it's actually the newest book to make my God tier all-time favourites list. Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Shirley. I adore this. I read this very recently and I finished it in 2 days. It's a very thin, small book. I literally read it in 2 days, with half one day, the other half a different day. And I just love this book so much. While I was reading this, it's a young adult book, so the characters are about 17. They're on the cusp of being, you know, old enough. Anyways, Dylan is one of the two main characters. He was so well-mannered, so well-behaved, the most polite boy that I've ever read about, that I just even, like, know about in existence. There was not a fault to this man. There was not a singular fault to... I was reading this and I was like, oh my god, well-mannered, perfectly polite, all of the correct things that you want in a person you were going to find in Dylan. Like, I was like gagged, flabbergasted, speechless while reading him, because I was like, you are so incredibly lovely. So incredibly lovely. Like, I could just literally go on and on and on about how much I loved Dylan as a character. But I will also tell you what this is kind of about. So, Dylan lives with his auntie and two cousins, and they work in a Singaporean Chinese takeout shop, and they live in an apartment that is located above the takeout shop. The takeout shop is called Wok Warriors. Now, he lives with his auntie and two cousins because unfortunately his mother passed away. So, he gets a delivery order. And so he goes and he takes this delivery order, and it's this guy called Adrian, and then there's also a guy called Theo, who he is delivering the food to. Now, Adrian makes a big fuss. He didn't want spring onions in his food, and he got spring onions in his food, so he makes a whole show of it. Theo, throughout this whole altercation, is kind of just standing there. He's also shirtless, by the way. Blah, 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 blah. So the next day, Theo comes in and he wants to, like, apologise on Adrian's behalf. Like, oh, you know, I'm sorry about him, or, like, whatever the case may be. And so Theo and Dylan start hanging out. Theo assures Dylan that he and Adrian are not together. And Dylan's like, but you were shirtless. And I'm like, that doesn't necessarily mean that we were together, mate. Like, we're just friends. I promise you, we're just friends. Because Theo and Dylan, they start fake dating. a little bit as well. Theo invites Dylan, because Theo invites Dylan to a wedding that Theo has been invited to. I think his cousin is getting married, and so he wants to bring a date, and he asks if Dylan will go and be his date. And it kind of goes from there. The father isn't the biggest fan of Dylan, because he thinks that, like, oh, you're just dating my son for money, or you're dating him for, like, I guess, fame and name, because Theo is rich, whereas Dylan is very working class. Also, Dylan is learning how to make mooncakes because he wants to participate in a mooncake making competition to hopefully win some money, because it's his auntie's dream to have an actual restaurant, not just a little takeout spot. And so Dylan really wants to help his auntie get this restaurant, but also Dylan is kind of starting to find out that I think he possibly wants to be a chef as well. He's debating whether he wants to be a chef or whether he wants to be a vet, because his mother was a vet, but he's like, I think I like cooking more. And this book was so beautiful. This book is stunning. I adore this book, and I don't say that about a lot of young adult stuff because I am way older than these characters. So I don't read a ton of young adult stuff, but I loved this. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I had interest in reading this because I'd seen a couple of reviews for it that were saying that, like, oh my god, this book is to die for, and I was like, I need me a piece of that. And I'm thankful I got me a piece of that, because this book is absolutely perfection. And what I like about this book is that it is a gay book, which maybe I should have mentioned that. It's another book, but they're like already that way, because I feel like I've read quite a few young adult gay books, but it's always like about the coming out story. I've noticed it's always, you know, their coming out story and the first time they kiss a boy and all that. And like, look, not that those stories aren't great or shouldn't exist, because they are great and they should exist. But what I noticed that there wasn't a ton of, which I think that there should be more of, is young adult gay books where they've already come out. They're already gay. Everybody already accepts them. I just think, as much as the coming out ones are great and should be told, there should be more stories like this that are told, where both of the characters in this, they had already come out. Their families have already accepted them, and they're kind of just like, you know, like, this isn't the first time that Dylan's kissed a boy, or you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of nice to just read, like, a nice book where it's like, oh yeah, you know, I've been out for a while, living my best life. And I just liked that about this book as well. Like, this is just one of the best books. I adore this book. Let's go back to dark romance. Actually not one of, because I haven't read a ton of them, my all-time favourite as of now, interconnected dark romance series is the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent. Now, 2 books from this series are God tier perfection to me, and they are God of Wrath and God of Fury. I'll talk about God of Wrath first, because God of Wrath is the 3rd book in the series, whereas God of Fury is the 5th book in the series. So, God of Wrath. This is between a guy and a girl, Jeremy and Cecily. So, the Legacy of God series is an interconnected dark romance college series between the royal elites and the heathens, and they're kind of on this, they study at this university that's on an island, and I just adored this one. Jeremy, oh my god, Jeremy is my dark romance book husband, my all-time favourite dark romance man. Well, it does get shared, I will admit, so Jeremy does share the top spot with Nikolai. However, God of Fury is an MM book. So Nikolai gets with Brandon, it's a gay book. However, Nikolai himself is a bisexual man, and I'm still going to say that Nikolai is a book boyfriend of mine. It changes between Jeremy and Jeremy and Nikolai are just like my 2 favourite men in dark romance, are both Nikolai and Jeremy. Nikolai is hilarious. He is so unbelievably funny, but there's a lot of trauma in this one. You need to check trigger warnings with any book I speak about today that is in the dark romance category, This one just had, oh my god, this one had so much trauma, and I'll come back to this one. God of Wrath is more so, so Cecily catches the attention of Jeremy. And it's like one of those, like, yeah, you don't want Jeremy's attention, but she catches Jeremy's attention. There's a Russian roulette scene in here that just lives in my head rent-free. Like, I'm always just thinking about the Russian roulette scene between Jeremy and Cecily. And to make matters worse, that scene is also a sexual scene. It's sexual Russian roulette. And I think about it all the goddamn time, which I don't know what that says about me, but this book, oh my goodness, you discover some things about yourself while reading this book, let me tell you. I don't actually fully 100% remember all the intricacies about this book, because I did read it back in 2024. I adore it. It is a great book. I love this series. Every single book in this series I did give a 5-star, but these two are like the God tier ones to me. Now, God of Fury, this one has more, I guess, of a trauma sort of element to it. Because Brandon's an artist, but he was molested by one of his old teachers. And there's like issues because the mum, he never told the mum, and so the mum's like, and the mum's kind of mates with this lady. And so, why don't you have so-and-so be a teacher again? And Brandon is just very trying his hardest to just be like, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. Like, doesn't want to break his mother's heart, I think. I don't know. But when Nikolai finds out, though, oh my god, a scene that lives in my head rent-free in this one is the scene kind of when Nikolai finds out about what happened to Brandon. Oh my god. Crying. I was crying while listening to the audiobook because, and then Nikolai teams up with Landon, of all people. And Nikolai and Landon don't really get on. Landon is Brandon's twin brother. And they do avenge. And just, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's chef's kiss. God of Fury is, I think, just my favourite book of all time. It does kind of, these are, I think, because I know that, look, I know this whole video is favourite books of all time, but it's like, if I had to pick one, if I just had to pick one book out of all the books I speak about in today's video, God of Fury. God of Fury, I think. I know that I sometimes say that it's like on par with God of Wrath, but I just think, like, God of Fury just had a bit more of an emotional feel to it, which I think maybe I liked God of Fury just, I'm talking a smidge more. But I still thoroughly adore God of Fury and God of Wrath. These two books are just perfection. These are my favourites. If I could give these 6 stars, because I gave every book in the Legacy of God series 5 stars, but I think these ones are 6 stars. At the time, I was very like, I don't do 6 stars, and I still don't know if I do 6 stars. When did 6 star become a thing? Anyways, these ones are probably in that category because I love them so much. So unhinged, so dark. This is not beginner friendly. This is like intermediate. Like, it's not beginner friendly, but it's not pitch black either. It's very in the middle, and I love it. And I think in the middle sort of stuff, I think, is my preferred preference. Like, I do like the beginner friendly stuff. I do like the pitch black stuff, but I feel like right in the middle is just that sweet spot of just like, oh yeah, I think this is my favorite type. My favorite darkness scale is kind of like that intermediate, in the middle sort of, I don't know, I love them, and yeah, these books are a winner. Next is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This book, oh my goodness, I read this so quickly. I think 2 or 3 days and I was finished with this, because I was reading this and I was just like, oh my god, I have just fallen in love. Absolutely fallen in love with this. So you've got the male main character who is a vampire, and he got put into a coma by his friend and has been in that coma for over 100 years. So when he wakes up, the world is a lot more modern than he remembers, and he wants a roommate to live with him that can hopefully teach him about the modern world. And then you've got our female main character. She is looking for a new place to stay. Obviously he's got a room for rent, and it's like very suspiciously cheap for the area that they're in, but she takes the room anyway. And so then they meet and things like that. In the beginning of the book, she's got no idea that he's a vampire. And I'm not entirely sure if he wants to tell her. In the middle of the book, though, she does end up finding out, and it kind of goes from there. But I adore this book. So he left behind, like, riding horses, writing letters and things like that. He wakes up to cars and the internet and blah, blah, blah. But he still leaves little handwritten notes for her. And she replies to those handwritten notes because, you know, old habits die hard. It was beautiful. So this book is absolute. This is perfection to me. I mean, every book in today's video is perfection to me, but I absolutely adore this book. It is so beautiful. Like, oh, it's just, I just love it. I don't know why. They had banter, but then she also helped him because he was still dressing like it was the 1800s. And so she takes him to get, like, shopping and, you know, buy more modern clothing so he, you know, fits in a little better. It was so cute. This book is so cute. This is like, it's like contemporary romance. And it has the tiniest bit of a fantasy element to it because our MMC is a vampire. But it more so reads, like, it doesn't read like fantasy. It reads like a contemporary romance. It's just that our main character is a vampire. But I adore this book. This book is so beautiful. I recommend this book to everyone. Like, this is a book that I just happily recommend to everyone. Because I don't recommend dark romance to everybody. I also don't recommend gay books to everybody. Because both of those things I know are not going to be for everybody. But, like, this is something that I think most people could enjoy. Just like I enjoyed it, because I really enjoy this book. Next is the only other young adult that I want to mention, which is Looking for Alaska by John Green. Surprisingly, this is actually also the only John Green book that I enjoy. I've tried reading a couple of his others and I didn't like it. So I'm so surprised that, like, this is the only book that I like from a certain author, and it's God tier to me. But this book is God tier. Back when I was about, like, 15, 16, maybe 17, before I discovered, like, more adult books, because obviously I wasn't at that age yet, this was my favourite book of all time. For a period, this was my #1 book ever until I obviously discovered some other stuff, right? But I adore this book, and this will always have a special place in my heart. So this follows a guy called Miles, and kind of they've all got different nicknames and things, because a friend that he makes is called the Cologne. He's not really called the Cologne, but everyone calls him the Cologne. Anyway, so he goes to this university and he meets this girl called Alaska and her small little group of friends. And he is roommates with the Cologne. And so it's Miles, the Cologne, Alaska. I think his name is Takuma or Takumi. Yeah, Takumi, I'm pretty sure. And there's like another girl, I'm pretty sure. And then there's also a Russian girl called Lara. And like, so they're all friends. It also does deal with some grief in this as well. Alaska is a very deep, thought-provoking character. Oh my goodness. And I loved this. I loved this. It was so, like, this is why I'm so surprised. Like, how come I don't like anything else that this dude has written? But this is perfection to me. Like, I feel like John should have made more books like this, okay? This is my unpopular opinion, because I know that he also wrote The Fault in Our Stars. I don't like The Fault in Our Stars. It's a little bit too sad. Like, it is a little bit too sad for me. And, like, this is sad too, but this is just perfection, and I wish that John would make more books like this, because I adore this. Now, I have one that I don't own physically. I read it on my Kindle, but it is God to me, and it is a book duo that I read, part of the Ashen Grove University series, Bound by Shadows and Shattered by Light. Now, these are Why Choose dark romances, the only Why Chooses on this entire list, but it is also a thriller. So it is a dark, wide choose romantic with thriller elements in it. Oh my goodness. So you have the female main character and she goes to this university. She also finds out that her childhood rival is attending this university. Now it's a wide choose between her, the childhood rival, and that rival's 3 best mates, and they are all in a fraternity together. That rival, he's like the president of that fraternity. He's like the head guy of the fraternity. So it's him, his 3 best mates, and the girl, and they all get together. And while the dark wide choosiness is going on, and the smut and the everything else, there's also a bit of a murder mystery plot. Because some of the students start dropping like flies, and so they're trying to figure out why, who, how, why, who's done it, why they're doing it, and things like that. And it was immaculate. Now, the first book in this duo ends on a cliffhanger, and I was like itching to read the second book, which I didn't read for the next couple of months because it wasn't out at that time, so I couldn't. As much as I wanted to just jump straight into book 2, I couldn't because it wasn't even out yet. Moment it was out, you best believe I read it, and it was just as good, just as diabolical. I adore it. Personally, my 2 favourites were Dayton and Kai out of the wide choose. Dayton my number 1, Kai my number 2, because they were just my 2 favourites of the 4. You do also get a bit of a side romance with Kai and Levi, because they've got a bit of their own, like, gayness going on in between the wide choose as well. It's different. It's not one of those everyone is with absolutely everybody, because Levi and Dayton, I believe they're step siblings or something, so nothing is ever going to happen with Levi and Dayton. I mean, we never know. I don't know, but, like, I doubt that very much. I know that, like, step sibling romances are a thing. I don't think they want it to be a thing with them. They're just happy to have the female main character. But I just adored it for its plot. Like, even more, like, I like wide choose and things. Like, I love it. I love smart. But the plot in this book is, like, the star of the show. I'd never read, like, a dark romantic thriller before, and I need to read more of them. I must. I haven't, but, like, I want to. I must, because it is a very niche, new favourite genre of mine, because it is the coolest thing ever, and I absolutely adored this duo. Now, lucky for me, this duo is a part of an overarching series that she is releasing in duo style, because there does plan to be a book 3 and a 4, but that is going to be a separate duo in the same universe, but it is going to follow different characters. Now, one thing you'll notice about the series is that it, like, kind of has rival frats. So book 3 and 4 are going to be following, like, the other frat. You basically have already met some of the characters that are going to be stars in this next upcoming duo, which I'm very excited to read because I just adore this series. Katie Madden can do no wrong. I want to read absolutely everything that woman has ever written. Next, I want to talk about Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. This is God tier Christmas romance to me, and it is also my favourite B.K. Borison book. I adore this book. So, Nolan and Harriet. So Nolan is like a ghost of Christmas past, and he gets given somebody every year to holiday haunt. Usually he gets, like, actual evil people that have done things like theft and robberies and whatever else the case may be, and he has to try and, like, fix them, or they're going to be destined to a lifetime of bad luck and all of that stuff. And he gets Harriet this Christmas. But neither of them can figure out why, because Harriet's a good person. She's never, like, committed a crime or anything like that. So Nolan and Harriet, they go on a journey as to try and figure out why Nolan may have been assigned to her. But then it is also a romance between Nolan and Harriet because they fall in love along the way. And this is perfection. I adore this book. It's so good. I wanted to read this, and I read this in January. After Christmas, but I've just seen so many good reviews for everyone is obsessed with this book, and I was like, I don't care that Christmas is over, I need to read this immediately. And I'm thankful that I did, because it was beautiful. There's going to be a second book in this series I cannot wait to read when it comes out, but I just adore this one. It was so good. It was so fun and wholesome while still having emotional depth to this as well. Like, it was the perfect combination of, like, witty and emotional and a smidge of spice. which, come on, we all know I love that. My all-time favourite Christmas book. Next, I've got The Deal by Elle Kennedy. If anyone knows me, you know I love The Deal. This is the first and my favourite book out of the Off-Campus series. This starts it all. Hannah and Garrett. Garrett is my book husband, my contemporary book husband, because I know that earlier in the video I was talking about Nikolai and Jeremy. They're my dark romance husbands. Garrett is my contemporary husband. I adore him. So this is Hannah, who is very good in a certain class that Garrett is having troubles with, and he needs to be tutored, or is possibly going to get kicked off the ice hockey team for not having a good enough, like, GPA, whatever it is they call it in America, right? So he needs to be tutored. Now, Hannah has a crush on a side character called Justin, and Garrett uses that to his advantage, and basically is like, hey, if you tutor me, I'll help you get Justin. You can kind of go on a pretend date with me, and, you know, we can make Justin jealous and whatever you want. I will help you get Justin if you tutor me in this class and make sure that I do not get booted from the ice hockey team. This is a college ice hockey romance. I adore it. I'm so excited because it's getting turned into a television show. It's getting released in May. I'm so excited about it! And because this is the first book in the series, this one plans on being the first season of the television show, which, oh my god, I'm so happy about that. I'm like, seriously so happy about it. I love, this book is, I love it. I love the entirety of the series, but The Deal was just like my number one, and it's perfection, and it's ending up on this list that I'm chatting about today because it is just beautiful. I love it. Garrett is like a perfect man to me. He is the blueprint. I see nothing wrong with him. He is beautiful, and I want to marry this man. I love Garrett. Garrett, I'm trying not to talk too much about, like, my favourite MMCs, because this isn't necessarily, like, a boyfriend's video, but I love this book. This book is good. I know that it's just like, oh, it's just like a nice lucky book. This is one of the first ones I read, though, so I think that's probably why I, like, loved it so much, but this is just so good, because it's funny. The female main character and the main character have great banter in this as well, but there is so much banter. It's so good. Because one of the things that I personally look for in a man is, like, a really good sense of humor. So I love that he definitely had a really good sense of humor in here. And the friendship that he has with his teammates. Oh my god, because he and 3 other teammates, which are the other MMCs and other books in this series, they all live together in a house. And I love the friendships, the found family. I love this book. I love this book. Next is Harry Potter. Harry Potter. I know that we don't love the author. I love the world that she created, though. I'm a massive Harry Potter geek. Harry Potter is my all-time favourite movies. All 8 of them are my favourite movies of all time is Harry Potter. I do a rewatch every year because I adore Harry Potter. Now, I was movies first, books second, because I actually only read the books in 2023. I read them for the first time and just became instantly obsessed and hooked. These are special Hufflepuff covers that I have because Hufflepuff is the house that I am a part of, but I am just a huge Harry Potter nerd, like a gigantic Harry Potter nerd. I love Harry Potter with every fibre of my being. I have watched so many panels and interviews, and I've read a lot of Harry and Hermione fanfiction. Oh my goodness, just anything in relation to Harry Potter, I have most likely consumed it because I just love Harry Potter so much. It will always be God tier to me, even though these are technically like children's books and things like that. I love it. I will always defend Harry Potter. Like, I know that, like, but I love Harry Potter. I'm separating art from the artist because, I'm sorry, she created the world's best fantasy series. What do you want me to do? I adore it. Harry Potter is beautiful. I love the world, the magic system. When I think of wizards, I think of Harry Potter. I don't think of any other sort of, when I think of wizards and witches, I just automatically think of the Harry Potter universe. Like, it's beautiful and perfection to me. Down to the last 2 books. I've only got 2 books left. Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is God tier. I love Zayden Ryson. I love the dragon characters. They can talk. It's like, I love it. So you follow a girl called Violet, and this does have some divergent, like it's clear that Rebecca Yarros got some inspiration. So there are different quadrants, and Violet has trained all of her life to be in the scribe quadrant, but her mother thinks it's beneath her family to be in any other quadrant other than the writer's quadrant. So she forces her daughter to be a part of the writer's quadrant. Now, she's been told that there's this guy that she needs to stay away from, Xaden Rhysand. She has just been told, stay away from Xaden. She doesn't stay away, though. She somehow catches the attention of Xaden and things like that, and Xaden catches her attention, of course, as well. And also, the dragon, you don't choose your dragon. A dragon chooses you. And just so happens that the dragon that chooses Violet is romantically involved with Xaden's dragon. So Xaden and Violet are kind of forced to be together in their orbit because their dragons are romantically in love with each other, and you know what I mean? And I love, oh my god, I love the dragons. Seriously. Xaden's my favourite because I think that one's pretty obvious. I love me some Xaden Rhysand. My next favourite characters are the dragon characters. I think Tiernan Tarn, however you pronounce that. I love him. I absolutely love him. It was giving Iorek Byrnison from the His Dark Materials sort of universe, because I love Iorek Byrnison. That's like a complete side note, because I've actually not read the His Dark Materials books. I want to, I haven't, but I have seen the movie and I've watched the television show. And I do love the His Dark Materials universe, and I love Iorek Byrnison. He is my favourite from the universe. And that's what, like, Tarn was giving. Tarn was giving Iorek Byrnison, and anything that is giving Iorek Byrnison, because I've loved Iorek Byrnison, like, forever. And so I loved Tarn. It was, I love. Now, there's a war brewing. Like, there's more to the plot than what I've described. It's kind of like, it's set at a war college and things like that, but there's also, like, a big... Like, there's a war brewing, and I just love Fourth Wing. I know that this might be, like, a basic one to add to the list, but I can't help that I liked Fourth Wing. I liked Fourth Wing. Started with an MM book, so we are ending with another MM book. This is Hamarithya by Scarlet Drake. This is an MM book between an American rock star and a K-pop idol. That alone hooked me. I read that, and I instantly bought it from Amazon. I adore this book. So you've got the American rock star Raphael, he's in a band. And then you've got Jaehyun, who is the K-pop idol. He's in a K-pop group. I actually forget the name of the K-pop group, but I remember the fandom name. Like, if you're a fan of this K-pop group, you are a chaotic. But I, like, totally forget the name of the K-pop group. But I also forget the name of the band that Raphael is in for some reason. I cannot remember the names of their bands. Anyways, so Raphael has kind of like an adjacent encounter with the K-pop group. Him and his band are at an event that the K-pop group is at, and they both perform and they have a set and things like that. And they're saying some not so favourable things about the Koreans. Like, not nice things at all. Him and his band are poking fun, making jokes. It's not good. And Raphael kind of like, he instantly feels really bad about it. He's like, I would really love the chance to apologise in person. Like, I actually feel quite bad about some of the things that I said. And he didn't even say the most amount of things. That were like other people from the band that like said more. But it was very like I really don't. But anyways, he becomes obsessed with their K-pop idol from there. Like, watching every interview, watching performances and fan cams. He, like, becomes obsessed with Jaehyun. Now, when Jaehyun and Raphael actually meet, so they're at this event, and Raphael's like, I really want to talk to Jaehyun in private. So, Raphael's like, you know, I'm really sorry for the way that I treated you. Now, Jaehyun tries to pretend that he has no idea what Raphael is talking about. Now, Jaehyun has all the ideas in the world. He heard everything that Raphael and his band said. But for some reason in this moment he decides that he's going to pretend that he didn't hear. That he had no idea. But he does like the fact that Raphael has apologised. Now, Raphael and Jaehyun, they start a bit of a friends with benefits sort of situation. where Raphael frequently is going to the apartment that Jekan is staying at, and they have some fun. And then it goes from there. They fall in love and stuff, and it's like drama. It's not really drama for Raphael. Raphael's like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's not necessarily going to hurt my career if I come out as a gay person and say that I'm dating you. But obviously in the K-pop world, it's a little bit different for him. It's very more so, I could lose fans that no longer like the fact that I am no longer single and desirable because I'm dating someone, but also I've come out as gay, and not a lot of Koreans are going to accept that. It's like, it's a thing. But they just want to defy all the odds and be together anyway, and this book, I love this book so much. I think about this book like all the time. I read this book in like 2 days because I did not want to do anything else when I was reading this. I was obsessed with this, and all I wanted to do was read this book because I really didn't want to read anything else because I just adore this book. This is a part of the famous Young Things series, and there are 2 more books that have been released in this series that I am dying to read, by the way. But I love the pairings. So like I said, this one is an American rock star and a K-pop idol, and then the second book in this series, Limerence, is following 2 male ballet dancers, and then you've got Darling that was released maybe like 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure, that follows a porn star and a politician. So I love the cool and unique pairings and, like, you know, what her characters do for a living in this series. I'm so surprised I've not continued on because I just adore this book so much. But I think I just, you know, if I move on to Limerence, it's kind of saying goodbye to Hammer and Tear, and I just love Hammer and Tear so much. I think about these characters all the time. Like, I just adore. And what I would, like, basically what I would give for the 4th book in this series to be about Kai. Kai is the best friend of Jaehyun, and he is the leader of the K-pop group. Now, because you get some cameos, because in Darling, you get some cameos from the 2 main characters of Limerence, and in Hamaritia, you don't ever see him, but you hear about the male main character from Darling. So I would love if, like, the next book in this series followed Kai, because he needs a book. He needs a book. Rightio, that is it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you love a good book just as much as me. Let me know in the comments your God tier books, your favourite books of all time. I love hearing about them. But yep, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.